So I've moved the Roomies household into their new apartment, and they're getting acquainted with Steve the alligator, who lives in the water tank on the roof. I moved Jay Huntington III into his own household because this isn't really his scene, I don't think. I've given them full makeovers, so let's hop into CAS and I'll show you what I've done to them. So when I make over Sims, I'm not above changing everything about them. So I've tweaked their faces, their hairstyles, even their traits. So Zoe is now a love bug, kept goofball, she's loyal, and then with the help of a couple of cheats, I've also given her cheerful, bro, and idealist. I've changed her aspiration to be the joke star, and I've filled out all her likes and dislikes. You can pause to read them here if you're interested. I'm not going to read them out. I've given her a full set of outfits which I think suit her bubbly and colourful personality. So here are the formal ones. Athletic are mostly just variations in the tops. Sleep. I gave her just one sort of risque outfit for sleep because she is love bug, so that might come in handy for her. Here's party. And swimwear. Here's her hot weather wear. And cold weather. Mitchell was my next victim. He is lazy, a freegan, so he'll be dumpster diving out back. He's cringe, and I also gave him dance machine and slob. I filled out his likes and dislikes as well, and he currently has the fabulously filthy aspiration, but that's mainly to give him the home turf bonus trait, so he'll get a boost to his mood when he sticks around at home. So you can see I've really changed up his looks. So here are his everyday outfits. And formal, I didn't want to go overly formal. He didn't seem like the kind of guy who would have, a full-on suit. Athletic, I thought he'd have some fun with those joggers. And sleep. Party wear. Kind of saw him as a guy who wouldn't be taking things too seriously, so I enjoyed giving him a couple of more unusual outfits like this. And his swimwear. Of course, he has to have the gnomes on his trunks. And various fun sunglasses. Here's his hot weather wear. I couldn't resist doing socks and sandals. I'm sorry. It's only on one outfit though. And his cold weather wear. Next up is Gavin. He's neat, creative, and socially awkward. I also gave him squeamish, bookworm, and idealist. His aspiration is best-selling author, but I've actually taken him out of the aspiring writer career and stuck him into law because I think it's a bit more fun if he wants to be a writer on the side. He's not actually achieving his dream just yet. Filled out all his likes and dislikes, and here are his everyday outfits. I went with a kind of smart casual earth tones sort of vibe with him. I figured maybe he's gone to the Brightchester University and he's extra proud of it. So he wears a lot of their merch. Sleepwear. Party wear. Gave him a few more colours and patterns. Swimwear, just variations. I thought he would wear sunscreen on his nose. He just would. Hot weather wear. And cold weather wear with, of course, the Brightchester cap on that first outfit. So we'll get back into the world and we'll finish furnishing their apartment. Oh, and I did actually use cheats to give them a couple of the earnable bonus traits. So Zoe has good manners and is socially gifted. Mitchell has professional slacker, so he'll never worry about being fired. I did make him compassionate as well, because I like having a mix of good and bad traits, but he has bad manners. So, he doesn't want to do the dishes, he'll be burping a lot. Gavin, I gave him mediator, emotional control, good manners, frugal, and creatively gifted. I felt like all those suited the vibes that I was going for with him. And you may have seen, if we go down into what will be their apartment, the lot challenge for mold is on. Because, first of all, they're under the water tower, and second of all, they are above the abandoned pool in the basement. So, mold is definitely going to be an issue here. That mold is also going to drive Gavin absolutely nuts because he is neat. I'm thinking Mitchell will get this bedroom, Gavin will get this bedroom, and Zoe will get this bedroom. Starting with Gavin's bedroom, reminding myself of his traits. So he's a neat, creative bookworm, and he's quite frugal as well, so he's probably not going to have all that much clutter. I mean, I'll still put in some clutter because clutter's fun, but I'm not going to overdo it. It's going to have a very orderly bedroom. I think this bed would suit him pretty well, actually. It's got nice kind of earthy tones in it, which goes with the overall vibe of the clothing that I gave him. And it's not an overly cheesy pattern. And also it is slightly nice looking, and because he has started work at a law firm now, he probably does have the budget. I'll give him probably quite simple furniture, but I'm not going to worry too much about making things match because, again, budget-wise, they probably can't really be buying an entire suite of furniture. I actually consider it a good thing when wood tones don't match. I have never lived in a house or had a room that I was in charge of furnishing where wood tones matched. I'm just going to take what I can get. I might actually put in one of these new lamps. In a few of his outfits, I have made use of the new kind of African-inspired patterns. So it shows he's definitely not afraid of pattern. He's just mindful of where he uses it. And of course, I'll give him some books. Might actually also do kind of a bookshelf situation above his bed. Like, what if I just have some of these as like corner shelves, and then he can have books, collectibles, whatever clutter I do decide to give him. I feel like he would have some sort of wordy quotes around. So this artwork might be really good. I'm just kind of shoving things in right now, and then I'll arrange everything better later. This could be a good poster to have as well. And I actually think this poster would be great because with A Dream of a Writer and being creative, I kind of see him as a little bit of a theatre nerd, and that looks like something that would be in the theatre. That's quite a nice rug, actually. I could see him having that. Now, he needs a desk. He's definitely a guy that has a desk. But it shouldn't be a fancy one because, again, budget. He is only just starting out. This one's kind of a little bit fancy-ish, but also it looks like you could buy it in IKEA, so I might go with that. It goes with the overall colour scheme without being matchy-matchy, if you get me. Maybe just a super basic. Pretty sure I sat on one of those in primary school when we first got a computer room. Now he has a little bit more budget than the other two, so maybe we'll give him a kind of one of the middle laptops. We'll give him a dresser. Again, don't want to match and don't want things looking too fancy. This one's super basic. We can make it green. That seems to be the colour scheme that we're going for. Thinking maybe some of these, maybe multiple of them underneath the windows. I'll arrange this all better later. Ooh, a side cabinet with books in it, you say? That could work well. What if I gave him that instead of this thing? We can give Mitchell that. That seems more his vibe anyway. I feel like Gavin would have a plant in his room because he read that plants are good for your health or something. And we can give him some window coverings, why not? Will be nice. But again, nothing fancy. Those are pretty ugly, so that could work well. Ah, but with this one I can actually cover the single window as well. Okay, so I'll put those over the windows. I feel like we should give him like a little reading nook, and for that I want a floor lamp. I was going to go with this one, but that might be too fancy looking. So how about this? And of course he needs an armchair. But again, you know, something basic. Oh, perfect. Maybe the really like beaten up old armchair. Yeah, I'm liking the vibe. Let's figure out floors and walls, because I was never going to keep them like this as they are. I was going to put in the heavy traffic carpet because this place has mold, but Gavin specifically, he would probably get in a carpet cleaner. So I'll put in the clean version so it matches the other rooms, but both other rooms I think I'll give them heavy traffic. And wall patterns. As usual, not afraid of these being ugly, because in my mind, they just moved in and the walls were what they were and they're not allowed to change them. I mean, dark purple is my choice so far. I know it really doesn't go with the furniture, but again, that's kind of the point. And, you know, I'd be tempted to give him green, except then it looks like we're really doing this on purpose. I don't want this to look like we've done this on purpose. I want it to feel like, you know, he hasn't had input in the colours of the room. Ooh, or paneling. That could be fun. And by fun, I mean ugly. Ooh, yellow. Oh, oh, that is ugly. I know that's probably meant to be like really, really posh, but in this context, pretty ugly. What if it came in orange? That could be better. That looks even more like, you know, none of this was planned. Okay, he needs a desk lamp. I think we'll give him just a classic angle poise. I feel like he definitely needs a journal. Maybe a nice red one. I'll give him a future cube, why not? He seems like the type. Don't ask me why. I may actually give him a snack bag. He seems like the kind of guy who would take like, a packed lunch into work. And then plus that means we can actually just use that to grab snacks, which will be really handy. Won't have to go into our ugly kitchen for them. Okay, I think I'm pretty much ready to arrange and then clutter just a little bit, just enough. So I definitely want the bookcases under those windows. And I'll put this side table actually next to his bed, where it is supposed to be. That fits better there. I think his reading corner should be by the books. Maybe desks kind of at an angle. Oops. Wardrobe can just kind of fit there. And one of these posters has to go above the desk. So I'll probably do the theatre poster. What I'm telling myself is a theatre poster. But it did look good with some artwork just over there, so I'm going to move one of these over there. Maybe this one over here. He can kind of looks like he's maybe a little bit decorated his reading area. And actually, these were the book prints, so maybe I could pick another one that looks like it's actually a book frame, book cover kind of thing. Did I make him like wellness? Can't remember, but he kind of seems like somebody who might have a yoga mat. Again, don't ask me why. Just kind of getting that vibe. I'll put it like here. Actually, having the yoga mat there could be good even if he doesn't like wellness, because who amongst us hasn't bought a yoga mat and then never used it? I've done that like 3 times. Oh, I probably should give him a mirror when he's getting ready for work. This one to me kind of looks like a mirror that you would get, you know, from your parents' house. You know, you're moving out and they're like, oh, do you want this? Just take it. I might go crazy and give him a second plant. I just feel like there should be a little something over there. I also need to fill this area. Not sure with what just yet. I think I've been like almost too economical with the space. But anyway, let's continue cluttering things up and I will consider. Maybe this could be like, I don't know, his work desk, and then he can also have a writing desk. Oh, typewriter. Yeah, I could give him a typewriter. That would be fun. A mug within reach of when he sits down and reads his book. Anyway, let's implement the typewriter plan before I forget it. He needs another desk, but I don't want them to match for reasons I have explained many times. Maybe this? I mean, again, that's kind of IKEA-ish, IKEA-esque. I think they even reference it in the name, the Scrivboard. It almost looks too nice for the room, but it could work. Might have to move where the yoga mat is, because I don't know that that's reasonable. Yeah, I don't know that it's reasonable there. I don't know that it's usable. I wonder if we could put it in an angle there and have it still be functional. And then this poster could go above that desk. Maybe he has like a regular dining chair for his writing. This chair is kind of random. He could have just picked it up anywhere. I do actually like that the red legs are picked up in this red lamp. So yeah, we got this typewriter computer, which could be perfect. He seems like a guy who would have an alarm clock. Yeah, because this is like almost seeming too nice, tempted to just kind of stick a random fan in here. Yeah, it makes it feel a little bit more lived in, a little less sort of posh minimal. Back to clutter. I might actually finish doing it this time. We got some unorganized documents here. That could kind of look like, all the stuff he's been writing. I was going to put a whole bunch of mugs here, but he's neat, so he would actually be taking his mugs back out to the kitchen every time. So we could maybe give him just, I know it's a boba cup, but we'll just consider it like a refillable water bottle. Okay, some pens would be good. You know what? I'm not even going to put them at an angle because he's neat. So he probably would, line those up perfectly. Even tissues, just because they actually fit on a shelf. Sacrifices must be made in aid of what actually fits on a shelf. Oh, a paused book. Yes, because he's a bookworm. I might dot a couple of these around actually. You can have multiple books on the go then. Another one there. Oh, good. They actually fit on a shelf. Nice. Okay. So we've got 3 books on the go and some more like documents. Could be good for the work desk. Scale it down a little bit though. That was a little bit huge. Come on, what else fits on shelves? Oh, we can have some post-its. I know those would have fit on the shelf, but I want to clutter up this area as well. Craft cubby? I think this fits on a shelf. Yeah. I mean, I don't see him as a crafty person, but at this point, just like literally anything that will fit on a shelf, I will put on a shelf. I'm going to take that away. Then I'm going to alt place that right up there and put this like right next to it there. And then this was supposed to look like something that wasn't very neat, but he would have arranged it nicely. There we go. I put a couple of those in like different colors. Oh my god, he would have a snack pack to go. I just know he would. Maybe in his reading corner. Maybe actually, if I take the mug away, he has a little snack pack. That would be cute. I could give him some headphones on his writing desk for when he wants to like block out the noise and just get on with writing. This is one of my favorite clutter items in the game. I love those little like money plant things. They look quite cute there. I'm at risk of filling up the place with far too many plants, which is my usual downfall. I think actually we'll give him headphones that are on a stand because that's a lot neater. I'll add in this like watch and glasses and calendar to-do list, whatever that thing is. And I'll just check miscellaneous as well. Or maybe you could have like combs up there and some like sunscreen. I could give him a robe hanging somewhere. Maybe there. That can work. Helps it look lived in. Oh, and like a shaver as well. Some flannels. Like maybe he doesn't want to like keep his stuff in the moldy bathroom. He brings it all out when he's not in there. He doesn't want mold getting on his things, which is fair. Oh yeah, I might give him a cork board. I've been feeling like this wall is missing something. A cork board could be a good option. We'll get him a couple of pen pals or something. Fill it up with postcards. Endless book. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Especially as that's like an anime book. I was hoping they would all have anime kind of covers, but okay, fine. That could be like his legal things, and then maybe his guilty pleasure, like up in the corner, will be the pile of anime books. You know what would be cute is if he'd collected a couple of simmies. I think he would have a Princess Cordelia, maybe a Yamachan, and we'll give him Mare Whiskers. So that, I think that is Gavin's room done. I am going to change out the light specifically to this light purely because that is like the exact lampshade that I had in my bedroom when I was a kid. And also I know that you can buy them in IKEA for like £2.50, so again, budget-wise, we're solid. Okay, so moving on to Mitchell's room next. Furnishing this one is going to be quite fun, I think. So I reckon definitely one of these dirty double beds. Again, like in Gavin's room, I'm just going to kind of plonk stuff down and we'll figure it out later. I definitely want him to have a TV in his room. Oh, this thing would be perfect, actually. Anything that looks like he could have pulled it out of the dumpster, I'm completely on board with. So we could give him like this old looking TV, square tube. Ooh, audio stuff actually. Should Gavin have a smart speaker? I think he should. Oh, and is that like a Brightchester colour for it? Put it up here actually. Yeah. Or just hop back to Gavin there. Let's return to Mitchell. Okay, I want Mitchell to have like a console. Maybe you could have this retro one. So he could have found that like second hand or just kept it from ages ago. I think actually I have an idea for having kind of more of an open wardrobe for him. So yeah, if we have some like clothes dangling there, I shove a suitcase down there as well. Go straight into the clutter. So I want to fill out this area quite a bit. That is kind of perfect. We get two of those, like that. Kind of want to put a couple of old cereal boxes. Like he's been snacking on some stuff and then just never taken it out. Put some old magazines somewhere. Like they've just been dumped down there. Maybe this could be like some cool stuff that he's found while dumpster diving that he just doesn't want to get rid of. He's sort of like saved it from the trash. They do look too much like actual children's toys though, but I don't know. If you're not looking too closely, that could just be random junk. If I get rid of one of those, can I? Yes, perfect. That goes up there. Study stacks exploded. That could be good for Gavin as well, except no. No, he wouldn't just leave stuff out like that. I need to move on from Gavin, okay? Ah, but going straight back to Gavin, I could give him his own like cleaning caddy. Just tucked away somewhere, ready for when he needs it. Anyway, back to Mitchell, where I should have been this entire time. Yeah, that mess as well. I'll pick a different swatch later. Old games, yes. Just, junk. Again, things that he's saved from the garbage. I think it would be quite cute if he had actually saved that from garbage. Stick that there. So I did make him compassionate. It feels like if he found that in the dumpster, he would feel bad for it. He wouldn't want to throw that away. Johnny the Jarred Ghost. I kind of feel like I do want to put that in because it could be like the most random thing found in the dumpster, but yet it's just been forgotten about because he finds so much stuff. It's just like, well, I found a ghost. Who even knew? Maybe he should have his own like moving buddy thing, sack truck, in case he finds large bits of furniture in the dumpster. He needs help moving it into the house. Okay, that's basically it in clutter. So yeah, I kind of wanted this like overfilled wardrobe area over here, and then we stick TV kind of in front of it. I stick that up there. Yeah. Okay, we'll stick that there. One of the piles of games back there as well, because now he can't even really reach his clothes that are hanging up. So he's just sort of let them start piling up here. Some different colours. There we go. I was going to move the bed there, but I kind of want to give him a sofa to sit on and game. Ah, here we go. Maybe like grandma's couch. Ooh, in the like patterns as well. Or I can do stripes. Which one? There is a part of me that wants to go for the patterns. but I think my heart is saying the stripes. Okay, that won't be its final spot, but yeah, we'll figure this out. Okay, and I know this is probably a little bit left field coming out of nowhere, but I do kind of want to give him just a little moss ball aquarium thing. I think that's cute. You know, he's a caring guy. He's freegan and a slob and lazy, but he's caring. I made him nice. He could enjoy looking after plants. He could also just have like a candy bowl or snacks. Can't remember if I made him like guitar, but it seems like something I would do, so I'll just stick a random guitar in as well. That could be like overdue bills and stuff. I want a kind of random rug. Like this fish one could actually be perfect. Yeah, as if he put zero thought into what rug am I going to have in this room. It was literally just dictated by, I found this rug in the trash and now it's mine. That's the theme we're going for. Mirror-wise, where's that? Yes, this one. So it kind of like sits on the ground, doesn't it? I want it to have its stickers there. Because he's never got round to hanging it. Do I just go straight up tarps? We can also just have like a mix of different window coverings in here. Because again, he just pulls stuff out of the dumpster, and if it works, it works. What about these curtains? Yeah, that's kind of ugly. Ah, in fact, yeah. If I put curtains above two of the windows, but then just a tarp. And it's like one of the curtain rails fell down. He couldn't be bothered to replace it. So he just got a tarp and stuck it over the window. Okay, I want a table for his little moss balls to sit on. We can go with a simple crate. Okay, we may have to start arranging things soon. That sofa may just be a little too big, but we'll figure it out. But we'll see. Okay. Mirror there. We'll move the bed along just a little. We'll make it easier to get into the room. Like that. Little moss balls. Go like there. Table tray in the corner that can have some kind of lamp on it. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Snack bowl. We could just have like literally on the floor. And we can like put it partly under the bed. We'll have this one kind of spilling out from under the bed a little bit more. And this kind of like it's just been thrown down. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this. I want to get some stuff for the walls. We definitely have to have a couple of corner cobwebs. Great. And some like holes in the wall. Some mortar staining. Definitely it's like some rising damp coming from, you know, the bathroom is on the other side of this wall. Have some scratches. Some things being like kind of sort of hidden by that mirror, but not quite. Right. I quite like the idea that to decorate, he's just sort of found a load of signs and just kind of stuck them around wherever they would fit. We also have these pop culture posters, and a bunch of them are like ripped as well, so that I think would look really good. Have that like there. Maybe have that one and another ripped lot, I think. So yeah, he's just like decorated the walls of his room with rubbish, essentially. I also quite like the idea that he's like found some old records and just kind of stuck them around as well. And he has some records there as well. What if I gave him a record player? Because I think I gave him Dance Machine, didn't I? As a trait. So maybe it makes sense that he would have an old record player and enjoy listening to that music. Let's see, what surface could it be? It's like a little step stool thing. That could work. Especially if I just kind of angle things. Yeah. Contrary to the obvious, I do actually want some framed art in here, but specifically so I can do one thing. Well, this could be something that he saved from the rubbish. Yeah, I specifically want to put stuff like at floor level. So it's like he intended to hang it, but he's just too lazy. So he never got around to it. These are cute. I don't think I've ever actually properly looked at this poster before. I really like that one. That one can go there. He could have an old Sims poster. Maybe like behind the sofa or something. He's just storing it there until he gets round to hanging it, which will never happen. Same with that. Could just kind of be propped there. I think that's enough anyway. I'm sure we can find some things in sculptures for him to have, just like awards that he didn't earn. Like that was never for him, but he just found it. So it's his now. It's like a random barrel. Yes, actually, yeah. Maybe like instead of having a functioning keg where you kind of have to have people to make it work, we'll tell ourselves that he found an entire barrel of energy drink and that's what he lives on. And I want to give him a second rug. What other random I pulled this out of a dumpster looking thing do we have? What am I doing? There's like entire actual rugs that are made to look all worn. Should get one of these. Maybe I should switch those around. So this rug goes over by the entrance at a slight angle because God forbid anything be straight, Sims included. That's quite nice colouring actually. Ooh. A random choice, but I like it. Okay. And I'm going to give him the same ceiling light I gave Gavin. I'll probably adjust it so that it's not so bright in reality. I want to give him a lamp as well. Give him this wonky one. Works pretty well. This one's just random. I just kind of want to have it somewhere. Maybe instead of the jar of marbles, because I'm never going to remember to actually fill that up. The carpet is staying like that, but now we need to find him a wallpaper. And I think we should go for one of the ones that kind of already looks a bit grotty. Oh, this blue could work. It is quite a blue tony room already with the furnishings. That's the lighter blue. Yeah, I think I like that. So we can move on to Zoe's room now. Just remembered about this bed. Maybe I could swap out Mitchell's bed for this one. Because, yeah, this swatch in particular is brilliant. Yes. Yes. Okay, anyway, back to Zoe. This one would be really good for her, but I don't know how realistic it would be that she could afford something that nice. Let me put up some window coverings just to stop that sun being quite so bright. Maybe these remind me of the swatches. I could see that working. Okay, let's put like 3. So it's like she's drawn one to the side a little. So yeah, it's between these two. This one's quilt cover definitely suits her personality more. So we'll go with it. Maybe the story that I tell myself can be that Mitchell found this for her in the dumpster, and that's why she has quite a nice bed frame. Now, again, I don't necessarily want the most beautiful room because our budget is still limited. Just having some things with personality is enough. Like, I like that this has stickers on it. Seems like something she would do. Let's find a good lamp for her. Tempted to just give her the panda holding a parasol. It would fit with her sort of quirky nature. Well, the neon love lamp would be quite nice. Okay, I'm gonna go neon love lamp. We'll find her a rug. Now she needs bright colours, pattern, fun, like no kind of Gavin level boring rug here. This one actually, the vibe checked. I think that's bordering on too nice. Feels a little out of budget. Yeah, I really love that rug, but again, feeling just a little too nice. Like she doesn't have that kind of rug money, not yet anyway. Just wait till her entertainment career takes off, then she can have that kind of rug. Ooh. Okay, once again, really nice rug, but I think that could be the one. Yeah, I definitely feel like she needs some nice plants. Ah, those are cute. They're like growing in little mugs. It's kind of adorable. I'm gonna put those in the kitchen before I forget those exist because they're supposed to be herbs, I think. Veggies. Oh my god, and a potato. Yes, definitely having those. Those again, very, very cute. Anyway, back to Zoe's room, not doing the communal areas just yet. Oh, she could have some like little knitted things around and like a llama planter. I think would suit her very well. Maybe some little hanging planters as well. Starting to get some personality in. We need some kind of dresser for her. I know gameplay wise it's not really required, but I like feeding into a little bit of the realism. Well, realism is probably the wrong word. I don't necessarily care about realism. I care about believability. That's kind of hippie-ish. And it's the kind of thing she could have maybe done herself to just kind of brighten the place up. Yeah, I like it. Does she really need a desk? I guess she does to like write jokes. We'll just give her like a small one. The orange one could be quite fun. Oh yeah, nice sort of floral chair. Just looks like she could have like nicked that. Or maybe, Mitchell found it in a dumpster and she reupholstered it or something. Could be the story. I should give her some kind of creative thing in here. Maybe just a friendship bracelet kit. That would actually work really well with the whole like roomies, best friends kind of storyline. And maybe like a flower press as well. That could be something for her to do. And we'll give her an instant camera. Maybe some bubbles to blow. That corkboard, I think, would suit really well. This one could be good for her, actually. What with the whole comedy thing. I put it like there. I feel like I do need to figure out where furniture is definitely going now. And we put the camera on the side there. This, because I think she will just take this and put it in her inventory anyway. Move the bed back along just a little bit. Desk can go over here, but butt it up against the wall. Wardrobe kept over in the corner. We got a bit of an empty wall here, so I want something to fill that space. And I'm thinking this could be the perfect thing. And then we can put the planter on top of that. Put the corkboard maybe above the desk. Books can go on there. Now I want some art to go above that table. Ooh, maybe like a whole bunch of photos. She can have that like next to her bed. She could have some posters behind the bed, but I still want like proper art to go behind this table, even if it's just that, honestly. I mean, I did give her a flower press. It would make sense if she pressed some flowers and put them up on her wall. That one's quite cute, actually. Yeah. I feel like we should just put in like one or two more plants. I know I always take any excuse to add a plant, but I I genuinely think more plants are required in this room. Oh, this kind of fits with her personality. It's kind of random and cute. Oh, and it would fit there. That's cute. Yes, we're having that. And this one is the same kind of thing. And I'm gonna probably go with the hedgehog version because I love hedgehogs. I used to have a hedgehog. Okay. I think this is pretty perfect. We just need to find wallpaper and switch out her light as well. So we'll do the light there. And let's pick a wallpaper for her. I'm thinking maybe something patterned, but doesn't necessarily have to be patterned because that might just end up being a little bit too much in this room. That is, could be a potential. It's like, again, I don't want it to necessarily be wallpaper that suits her really well. I just want it to look kind of good in the room. Like, it, hard to explain, but it's a very fine line that I am walking here. Maybe I should just like do full on mural. You know what? When she's rich, she can have that somewhere. But yeah, actually I think the camping wallpaper, it it kind of goes because she's sort of hippie and that's associated with nature. So it's kind of like tangentially related to her personality, but it's not an exact match. And I think that's kind of perfect. I think all three of those rooms look great and have a lot of personality within them. So all that's left now is the communal areas. We should give them a microwave. I'm going to give them a salvaged one, actually, because then we can say that Mitchell found it. We'll give them a coffee maker. Or do I just give them a kettle, actually? It's kettle, you can do coffee as well, can't you? Or am I just making that up? I don't know. Okay. I definitely want all their nice little, like, herbs and things growing in various containers where they would get the sun. And there's quite a bit of room behind, so maybe... Okay, like that. And then I'll move these ones to there. And yeah, then that's like a little indoor herb garden, vegetable garden thing going on. Next to the kettle, I definitely want some mugs. Let's see if I can find the mug trio on my first scroll. No. We'll have some like colourful ones because Zoe, some colourful but a bit more reserved type ones because Gavin. That's perfect. And then we'll have one grotty one because Mitchell has just like been left by the sink for somebody else to do. Yeah, I really like that little corner. Oh, we can start off the corkboards with a couple postcards just so they don't look quite so sad and empty. We'll give Gavin a couple and Zoe a couple. We could put like leave a carton out that should be in the bin maybe, but Mitchell's just left it there. This might be a better utensil holder for this place, actually. In parks, I'm just sick of using that other one, to be honest. A retro wall phone. Oh, and in the kitchen as well. Oh, it would look so perfect. Yeah, it's happening. Is growing up, our wall phone was in the kitchen. It was probably a little bit more normal to have it in the hallway, but in my house, it was in the kitchen. I think I want like one more plant. This one annoys me. It doesn't go on tables, but it's the kind of size that makes me think that that's a table plant. Every single time I choose it, I think, oh, table plant, and then I'm disappointed. I think I want a rug, like a mat in front of the sink. This is where we can start kind of thinking about what each person may have brought in. So I'm thinking because Zoe lives here, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility of having that rug. Yeah, I really like that kitchen now that it's all cluttered up. Tempted to put some kind of small window covering up. Oh, like there's a nice purple that clashes really well with that green. I'm gonna call the kitchen done there and move on. So I should really playtest this before I start absolutely filling it with clutter. Hey Mitchell, you're not really enjoying swimming anyway. Can you come use this? Yeah, using it perfectly fine. Okay, sweet. Mitchell, you can leave. You can get out the way. Thank you. I think generally in the bathroom, all we're missing is clutter, but also I'm going to need to like grime it up a bit because this is where like all the mold will be concentrated. We could have like some broken tile just peeking out from behind the shower. If we have like a really tiny crack. Yes. I'll just add in a little bit of grime up there. A little bit of grime sort of behind the mirror. And have some broken tiles down there. So then, because I'm plant obsessed, I'm going to put in a small plant. Kind of want to put in a potato plant. That just seems like, Mitchell's just done that because he finds it funny. It's got like this weird shadow around it. I hope they fix that at some point. Who am I kidding? They're not going to fix it. Somebody's toothbrush. Ooh, nice nail polishes. Can we give those to Zoe? Yes. It's like a little extra clutter. We could give her a little makeup kit as well. I don't think I put a lot of makeup on her, but when she's being an entertainer, it could be quite nice to have some makeup. Maybe we'll get rid of the llama. I do really like the llama, but it was getting maybe a little too planty in here, and it takes a lot for me to say that. But I did maybe overdo it with the plants. Part used toothpaste. We'll have some spare rolls of loo roll. Another glass with another thing. And by thing, I mean toothbrush. Gavin, of course, will not leave his toothbrush in here. He keeps his toothbrush in his room because he's somewhat sensible. All right, everything except the living area now done. So now it's time to figure out the living area. Okay, so to start off figuring out our living area, we need to find a good sofa for them. I think this one could be quite nice. It doesn't look like it's too fancy, but it also looks like Zoe has come along with some cushions to like zhuzh it up a little bit. And also, if I make it orange, then it kind of picks up that color of the kitchen light. And I don't dislike that. Right in the middle there, for now at least. I may slightly angle it or something later. If I add this in as well, is that too much orange? I think yes. But I could do yellow. Ooh, quite like that teal actually. And then maybe just like another sort of beanbaggy thing perhaps. So yeah, again, we're not affording a whole like matching suite. You can find a nice rug that kind of looks like either Mitchell found it in the dumpster or we found it at a flea market or it's been donated from family. Ooh. Potential. That looks quite well too. Without being too everything is green. I'm also not against changing this wallpaper because I used the same wallpaper but a different swatch of it upstairs. And I just have a feeling it's going to kind of bug me knowing that it's there being the same. So I really didn't want these places to actually match. Maybe this like broken TV console could be a good option. That's definitely something that Mitchell found. Should we have a coffee table as well? But maybe one that's like a bit nicer? Ooh, one with a lot of books. That would make Gavin happy. Yeah, maybe the lighter colour. I'm not yet 100% on that rug, but it's at least like a placeholder. Do we have better options? Probably none that I'm going to like as much as I like that rug. Ooh. Oh, I might like that better actually. Okay. It's coming together. Just tweak a few colours of things. What if I made that teal, that orange, and this kind of blue? Maybe. It is nice and mismatchy now. We kind of need a window covering here at least, because that's where the TV is going. And realistically, you don't really want a TV right in front of the window because you're just going to get blinded. We'll give them not quite like the most basic TV, but a pretty basic TV. We'll give them a pretty beaten up console. Is that one even beaten up? I always thought it was beaten up, but I think it's like actually literally just the pattern on it. So they can at least play games together without having to go into Mitchell's horrible room. So just give them like an old shelf, maybe. Yeah. Beaten up version, of course. Let's clutter it up just a little bit. Oh, good, like a sorted out later pile of mail. Shove it down there like it's truly been forgotten about. And say Gavin is like forgotten about another book over here. We could have some games out. You know, they gotta entertain themselves. And, you know, of course they need plants. Yeah, that makes it look like, you know, they've tried to make it nice, but it's not overly planty. Although saying that, I may add another plant. Just a little one, just a cactus. You can't get mad at just a cactus. I might give them a little dining area, in part because useful, but also I can use up this space. I definitely want to use one of these like dumpster tables. Maybe this color, because other colors were too matchy. That is a nice little living area now. I think I will change that wallpaper. I think there are other things that would go with it, like better now that it's furnished. Like even this sun faded kind of yellowy wall, perhaps. Hmm? Yeah, I don't mind that. Plus it's cheaper. And I could even just add in like an extra orangey and a bit down there. Yeah, I like that. I feel like something definitely has to go on this wall though, but I'm not sure what. I mean, honestly, maybe even just a side table with, I don't know, art above it could work. Or maybe a bar. That one's kind of too nice. I mean, they do have a bar on the roof that they can very easily access. Very being a subjective word based on it being on the roof. But, you know, there's a ladder. This one's pretty cool. It might be too cool, but also, I don't know, maybe Mitchell found it somewhere. Maybe he came through. I don't know. Sometimes you just don't question stuff. Am I going to be able to get this angle right? That's going to clip into the wall, which is really annoying. Yeah. Yeah. Have like a little bar. Why not? Let's live a little. We need some like art or a mirror or something above it. Oh, also, yeah, I do want it to just look like maybe there was like a fire at some point. It's just sort of hard to clean behind there. You know how it is. Similarly, hard to clean down there. And, the bathroom is on the other side of this wall, so just a little bit of damp. Just a smidge, as a treat. This could be a cute poster. Like, it seems very like, Zoe has been here, and it fits with the sofa because I think they're from the same pack. They definitely have the same pattern. I feel like this wall needs something as well, though, now. Yeah, maybe Zoe's put up, like, another of her flower art pieces. Oh my god. Oh, the gnomes. But yes, okay. We're actually going to put this one on the outside because I did just remember I said I was going to put, like, personality doormats. And that definitely is a personality doormat. Really like that area now. The walls maybe a little plain, but I think the rest, it does kind of look like everything has just sort of been thrown together with whatever they can either find or afford, and that is the vibe that I'm going for. So I feel like that's been a success. But now over here, I think they need some kind of like activity thing that they can do together. Like I'm thinking maybe ping pong table or foosball table, or something along those lines. Here's the ping pong. How well does that fit? Oh, it fits quite perfectly actually. Yeah, I think that works. But once again, I am thinking that wall. It just needs a little something on it. What if? Ugh. But is that the right kind of ugh? Could be. I hate it. That could be it. Yeah. This sign. I know. Getting distracted once again, but also I think that looks nice. So, sue me. Ooh, actually, what if Mitchell like found that sign somewhere? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of those. I'm gonna put up that sign. We're going to rethink whether that is truly the right color. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to that color, and I'm gonna change this to red. Ooh, maybe they could just have like fake beams here. And what if one just came out a little too far? That could be a thing. Then we got fake beams here. That now goes up against there. That's just like sticking out a bit, like a sort of room divider thing. I know it doesn't really divide, but maybe some of it has been removed. Then what if we just made that wall this sort of green color again? Yeah, that could become like a little bit of a feature. Another rug under there, I think. Some may say that's too many rugs for one space, but to those people, I say I just really like rugs. So get off my back. That's a nice rug. It does kind of add to colours in a nice way. That one's probably better. It's a bit less in your face. And of course, we gotta have plants. That is non-negotiable. Should I change that into an activity table? I mean, how often are they really going to eat together? And maybe I'll hang a thingy plant over the bar. Consider activity table. For now, find plants. Stop getting distracted. I want like a nice tall plant, I think. Where's the rubber tree plant? Yes. Also, can give it a fetching orange pot. I'm really liking this. Okay, right. Things to do. Yes. gaming table. There's this sort of like painted one. That could work actually. That also has the blue and everything. If I get rid of that, put this here. They can play games together. They could do ping pong together. Play video games together. But also they each have their own space and stuff to do within that space. We've got a little bar for mixology. Each room suits their personality. I'll just add in like a little like, hole in the wall here and there. And some scratches in the wallpaper, maybe where they tried to install that sign. Yeah, you know what? I like it. Might move this so that it's more of like a in the zoning room thing. You know what I mean? Maybe do another one. And make it face like the opposite way. Yes. I hear maybe Mitchell has found a bunch of skateboard decks and turned them into art. Seems like something he would do. Is that even centered? Yes. Hard to tell when that's just like receiving no shadow whatsoever. No. We'll go with that swatch and we'll say that Zoe did it. Mitchell found the skateboard decks and then Zoe painted them. That's the story I'm going with in my head. So I actually think this is a really successful build. I really like how their makeovers have turned out. Everything looks like it's either been salvaged or dragged from somewhere. Nothing matches. I really like building things where nothing matches. Zoe doesn't have a microphone for her career, but I have done that on purpose because I usually give my Sims like everything they need just on their home lot, but that kind of creates a boring way to play because then you never have to leave. I do really enjoy building community lots, so I should probably visit them occasionally, and it'll force her to, do the occasional open mic night. Are you just eating one? I told you to decorate those. Zoe. So, first apartment sorted. Next, I've already created and moved in their neighbours. They're just all living in completely empty apartments. So next I'll be working on their upstairs neighbours. They are a pair of adoptive dads, and one of them is really into gardening, and he's going to be using the rooftop area as his kind of guerrilla gardening kind of area. And his partner is really into cooking, so together they make a very good team, and they're super into the outdoors and camping and everything. Oh, Mitchell is learning how to make drinks. How nice. Anyway, if you stick around for that, see you next time. Bye.